Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, I wanted to get on here real quick this morning because I don't have a lot of time. We are running around like crazy this morning, getting ready to head off to our monthly meeting to get set up. We usually have to get there around 9 o'clock because we have a lot of cooking, a lot of preparations to do. So I don't have a whole lot of time on here. So I do hope to see a lot of you there. It's always a very big day for us and exciting to reconnect every month with people and do more planning. What I wanted to say today is just not really a word of caution, but to get ready and be prepared. Specifically for this whole trucker thing that's going on. And it is pretty amazing. I was watching it last night, reading a lot of stuff about it, watching different videos, and it's a good thing to see people, Americans, Canadians, I'm seeing it from other countries now, down in South America and over in Europe that are doing the same thing. And it's good to see people finally starting to stand up, say that they're fed up and they want things to change. What you need to do though is get ready. Number one, just because this is happening doesn't mean that we've won all of a sudden. I think most, if not every, modern Westerner, we've never really experienced what it means to be in a battle for freedom. And just because it looks like we're making a little, moving ahead a little, doesn't mean necessarily that the globalists and the authoritarians are just going to back down and walk away. You have to know that they have planned for this kind of stuff. So don't get discouraged. It's not that I want to be a wet blanket on what's going on. It's that I've seen too many times when a little bit of grassroots starts to rise up, maybe locally or regionally or nationally, and then the initial movement doesn't get as far as they hope to, and then people just start to kind of lose interest and fizzle out and say, well, it was a good shot, but let's move on to something different. Number one, folks, just because it doesn't end up with the results that we want doesn't mean that we have to just give up and go home. Number two, like I said, they have plans for this kind of stuff, and I think they're going to use it to their favor as much as they can. For instance, the whole Justin Trudeau just tucktailing and running immediately and putting his family in a secret location and everything. That's dramatic, okay? And I think that's being done on purpose so that they can somehow twist the narrative later on that was a necessary thing that they had to do. There'll also be, I'm sure, blame put on patriotic extremists for the supply chain collapsing and the food shortages and things like that. But don't discount that there's going to be, just like in things that's happened here in America over a year ago, that there aren't people inside these movements that are pushing it along for their own agenda. So the thing that I want to get across is that not just caution, but also just be prepared for the outcome of all this to not necessarily be what you hope for, because it's quite possible that will happen. And then I can imagine many people that have all fired up, good, strong, patriotic, freedom-loving people, losing hope because a particular movement didn't get the effect that you wanted to. There's also a lot of other possibilities. This would be an excellent time for the government to step in, especially on the Canadian side, and say, you know what? This is why we need to nationalize the trucking industry. There's a lot of possibilities with this. So I don't want to be the Debbie Downer. I just want to bring a little rationalization that while it's good, we also need to continue preparing and continue getting ready for more authoritarianism down the pike, because at some point I suspect that's what's going to happen. I look at it this way. If this really had a chance of truly being effective and completely reversing what we've seen happen over the last 2 years, would they have allowed it to get started? would they have allowed all these truckers to go as far as they have gone, to enter the city, to do the things that they are trying to do? Most likely not. Continue supporting them. Truckers that are watching, people that have friends and family that are truckers, encourage them to do this. There's nothing, I don't see anything wrong with them being involved in this. But know that that it may not turn out the way you want it to, and just don't just walk away after that. That's the thing that frustrates me the most with what I would consider patriotic Americans and patriotic now Canadians, is that they give up too easily. And so just know that there's still a long road ahead. There's still a lot more twists and turns ahead in that road. And we need to be prepared and continually getting our homes and our families ready, because if this does last, and if this does increase in movement, and right now where we stand, it does seem that there are thousands and thousands of more truckers in the United States and around the world that are planning and are doing this. We almost have to see some massive cutbacks in supply chain and goods that end up in our stores. And so we have to be ready for that also, because sometimes you have to give up a little to have some success in battle, and that's very possible what will happen with this. So continue to get ready for that, folks. Like I said, I think it's a good thing, but when you start seeing some of the world's richest person supporting this, it makes me wonder, is there another side to this, and who's actually the one trying to push this agenda, and is it going to be pushed in their favor? I don't know, but we have seen that kind of stuff happen. Look at January 6th, how that turned out. So I think that above all, we just need to continue to be prepared, because this could be that catalyst, that thing that they were wanting to say, hey, now this is why we have to put all these other measures in, because all these crazy radicals, these people that shouldn't be part of our society, did all this, and now it's hurt everyone else, and so on and so forth. Folks, this is just how it's going to be. This is what we've been talking about for a couple of years now, of how the world has changed. It's not going back to the way it was, and we have to keep preparing for what's ahead, because I think that there's a whole lot more ahead than what we've gone through so far. Hope to see a lot of you today at the meeting. I've got to get off here because I got to start loading the truck up. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.